Saul. Channeled through John Smallman. May 29, 2015. Saul.
Time is running out. Time is of the illusion, of the dream or nightmare, and dreams themselves last only a moment. Yes, they frequently appear to occupy long and ongoing periods of time as your expectations, anxieties, fears, and hopes fill your minds with what-if thoughts that distract you from living in the now moment, the only real time that exists. The now moment is the eternal moment, the moment in which you were created and which never ends. There is, in truth, only now. Any other time, although seemingly very real, is unreal. That is very hard for you to grasp as you struggle with the endless selection of issues and situations the dream state constantly brings to your attention, which was the whole purpose for constructing it. It is indeed very confusing for you because of the extreme and inordinate limits that you placed on the human vehicles that you built for yourselves so that you could experience as convincingly as possible the state of separation from God, our divine source, or even apparent complete abandonment by that loving energy field in which all of creation has its eternal existence. You are, always have been and always will be, one with God. There is nothing else, there is nowhere else, there is only God. And God and you are vast. Limited as you presently are by the confining nature of your human bodies, it is utterly impossible for you to have even the slightest understanding of what this means. To you, the universe in which planet Earth is situated, seems unimaginably vast, with planets, solar systems, galaxies, and even other universes separated by unimaginable quantities of empty space. It is mind-boggling, and yet it is nothing. As you have so often been told, when God created you He gave you everything that He had. All the power, all the creative ideas, all the energy, and all the love. You, like He, are love. You can do anything that He can do. In a moment of thoughtlessness, there is no such state, but it is the only way with words that I can give you any idea of what happened. You chose to separate yourself from Him to prove to yourself that you had no need of Him. But what is one cannot be split off into pieces, separated into multitudes, left alone or unaccompanied. If separation from your source was possible, and it most certainly is not, the act of separating yourself off would annihilate you. Your existence would cease instantly as though you had never existed at all. God creates in love, always, and love is eternal. What He creates never ends but lives forever in eternal joy. And when you choose to create, what you create exists with those same divine properties, in a state of eternal joy. When you go within, to your inner sanctuary, the place where the flame of divine love, the life force, burns continuously, and if you choose to see through the veil you placed there to hide it, you will then have an absolutely mind-blowing experience, a never-to-be-forgotten experience, and you will understand the meaning of being one with God. All on earth at this moment chose to be here to assist in the awakening process. Understand, that being one with God, you had infinite ability to construct the illusion that apparently contains you and all within it of which you are physically aware. You gave each aspect of yourself, billions and billions of you, free will as God had given it to you. For your awakening to happen, all those billions must freely agree to it. Collectively you have chosen to awaken, and your task on earth is to share and extend the field of love by constantly demonstrating love in action. When you complete this task, no one will any longer be able to avoid seeing and experiencing love for what it truly and eternally is, and then all will awaken. To awaken from the dream, to dissolve and disperse the illusion is humanity's purpose. Entering the illusion to experience life without God was but a momentary idea that collapsed as soon as it happened. However, you chose to cling to it for the rather wild ride it seemed to provide, and which it continues to provide for so many of you today. Because you had constructed it with your brilliant mind to be totally believable, it convinced you that it was real, and that the myriad forms in which it presented itself to you were an amazing arena in which you existed separated from God, from heaven. An arena from which, if you lived according to the rules, and there are so many rules, you would one day return to the presence of God. And of course it is God's will that you return, that you awaken, because His eternal will for you is infinite and uninterrupted joy. Having momentarily set your will at odds with the divine will, You have now chosen to realign with it and awaken into His loving presence, that is, to become once more aware of your inseparable oneness with Him. The joy of that awakening is beyond description. Words are far too limiting a medium to use to attempt to depict the wonders that await you on your inevitable and unavoidable awakening. Poets have tried, so have artists and musicians with their creative skills, but none have come anywhere near success, although many of their attempts have been inspiring and uplifting for you. Bring that moment on by daily entering your inner and most holy sanctuary and remaking the intent that humanity awaken from the dream into the brilliant light of God's presence. That is your divine task, the task you willingly chose to undertake when you made the loving decision to incarnate on earth at this time. You have infinite support from all in the spiritual realms in every moment, so when you experience doubts, fears, or anxieties, call on us and we will respond. You will feel our loving presence if you let go of those doubts, fears, and anxieties even for a moment, and reassured by the experience you will find the strength and the determination to bring all home to the presence of God. With so very much love, Saul.